What's up, this is Coach Jared. Thank you for joining me again on the Breathe and Move video series. Today I'm going to go over creating more space through your upper back using breath and then a goblet squat. All right, so in the goblet squat, you're going to be in this loaded front position. All right, so it's important because we're going to be so engaged here that we have space in the back to breathe into. Okay, so first thing we're going to go over is how to get that space. So we're going to go into a tabletop or quadruped position. Hands on the floor, knees under the hips or slightly forward. And then I want you to push through the floor. All right, so you see how I'm dropped down here, and as I push, my back rises up. And at the same time, I'm going to take my hips, my tailbone, and tuck it under. All right, or you can think your pockets, dropping your pockets down to the floor. All right, so we're going to push through the floor. Think about elbows pointing back, tailbone tucked or pockets down. And then I want to find a nice relaxed position for my head and neck. So I usually go side to side, up and down, and just find a position that feels nice and easy. All right, now when I'm here, as I push through, I'm going to keep my belly button locked in. So I'm drawing the belly button up, ribs in, breathing into the upper back. Continue to push through the floor on the inhale. Breathe in through the nose, and then I'm going to exhale out the mouth. So complete full inhale, long complete exhale. All right, so I'm going to do 3. So breathing in the nose. Continue to push through the floor, get that big stretch through the upper back, keep the belly button locked in, and then long exhale. Make sure you're keeping the head and neck relaxed the whole time. Toes can be pulled in or pointed away, whatever is comfortable. Let's get 2 more reps. So pushing through the floor, draw the belly button in, tuck the tailbone, drop the hips. Big breath in through the nose. Out the mouth. And one more time. All right, so that's going to be creating the space of the upper back. So now when I'm in my goblet squat position, I want to use that space to breathe into. All right, so now going over the goblet squat, I'm going to do a quick little tutorial here. So the first thing we got to go over is how to pick it up. So we're going to do this from a dead position or using what I call a dead swing. All right, so you want to start about a foot behind the kettlebell, and all we're going to do is work on the hike and then bring it back down to the floor. All right, so literally I go 1 foot, open up my hips. So if I go from the front, you can see hips are open, toes are open. This will help me create space through the hips. All right, so 1 foot back, open up the hips. I'm going to tilt the kettlebell back. All right, so set me in position. So my hips are set back, but shoulders above the hips. All I'm doing is hiking and then coming back. So I'm just doing this real short range of motion up and down, like a little pump. Bringing the kettlebell to the start position when I finish. All right, so tilted back. Try and stay neutral, so looking out in front. Think about breaking that handlebar. So my hands are doing this motion. You can see how my elbows turn back. All right, that's locking my shoulders. All I'm doing again is I'm going to hike, right back. Hike, right back. All right, so get about 5 reps of those, then shake it out. So that's your start position. So next we're going to do a dead swing. So it's going to be hike, swing it up, hike it back, and then finish in the start position. All right? So same setup, 1 foot behind, open up the hips, drop down, break the handle, elbows down, keep the hips below the shoulders, look out in front. So it's going to be hike back, up, hike back, down. So this is what we call a dead swing. So next I'm going to do a dead swing up into my goblet squat position. So my front position, elbows in tight. So again, I'm going to lock all this in just like I did on all fours. Keeping the ribs down, belly button pulled in, elbows in tight. And then I'm going to bring it back to the hips, so back to my hike and back to the floor. All right. So here, hiking back, straight up. So elbows in, back to the hips, and back down. All right, so again, I'm finishing where I started. Last piece, hike it up, front rack position, lock the core in, let those shoulders open up, going down into my squat. So I'm going to do a 3-second down, big breath in at the bottom, exhale as I come back up. Just one rep. I'm going to do one rep from the side, one rep from the front. Same start. 1 foot behind, open up the hips, tilt the kettlebell back. Hips below the shoulders, elbows down, looking out in front. Breathe in. Squeeze the elbows in tight. Breathe in. Another big breath in at the bottom. Hike. Back down to the floor. So again, finishing where I started. So we'll do the same thing. We'll do it from the front view this time. 1 foot back. Now you can see how my hips are open. This helps create space for the kettlebell and also for my hips to drop for my squat. Tilt it back, big breath in. Squeeze in. Big breath in. Bring it back down. All right, so you can get 5 rounds of this. So doing for the quadruped position with our back expansion for the breath, 5 breaths, shake it out, 5 goblet squats. Repeat. All right, thanks for joining me.